I'd like to introduce now Kevin Delaney. Kevin has lived in 3 NHL franchised cities over his working life. Childhood memories of family life in Belleville and watching Saturday night hockey are dear. Loyalties to the game and a team tested over time. These long-standing loyalties to the game and to a team are shared via this unique perspective. Ladies and gentlemen, the joy of victory, the agony of defeat, twisted.
So the joy of victory, the agony of defeat, twisted. The building is alive, vibrant and energized by a throng of over 21,000 souls who have been streaming into its space for 2 hours. The puck will drop in just under 10 minutes from now. The music throbs from the giant speaker suspended high above the center ice. The lighting strobes to the beat of the music. Patterns of dancing flames are projected on the entire ice surface. Most of the attending are already at their purchased viewing space. The beloved hometown Montreal Canadiens and the opposing Toronto Maple Leafs will take to the ice for their final warm-up skate in moments. Fanatic anticipation of both a great game and an ultimate victory adds to the energy of the space. The home team jersey is worn by the majority, yet there are some brave souls who wear the opposing jersey, visible in clusters throughout the building. One wonders just how repellent such jerseys are, as liquid has been known to rain down upon those wearing the wrong color during game moments that are not appreciated by the home crowd. I wonder if the hometown crowds who attended the games of my childhood in the late 1950s and early 60s abused the out-of-town fans in the same manner as some town fans are abused today. I never had the opportunity to witness live the hockey heroes of my youth while growing up in Belleville, the likes of Johnny Bauer, Frank Mahovlich, Maurice Richard, and Jacques Plante, seen only on TV. We had to beg to be allowed to watch the third period. Attending a game in this modern center is to witness hockey and all of its live, raw energy at its 2018 maximum. How that energy would have compared to the energy of the Maple Leaf Gardens or the Montreal Forum, the hockey cathedrals of my youth, would be a subject of some debate. Having witnessed hockey in other modern-day centers, and then to experience it here in Montreal, is to understand that there is a difference in passion and intensity. Looking towards the heavens in the sports temple is to gaze upon the 100 years plus of this franchise, which has dominated the sport for generation after generation. Iconic names and numbers suspended alongside the year after year of championship banners. In Montreal, one comes to understand how religion, during the time of my youth, took second seat to the fan fervor for this team and those past events. The ecstasy and the agony generated by this sport infuses the crowd at each and every event. The raw emotion absorbed by both the body and mind of all those attending has reached explosive levels on multiple occasions. At game's end, havoc has poured forth from this building and its predecessor. The havoc can be associated with the ecstasy of a win, the agony of a defeat, or the outrage of an officiating injustice. Havoc's impact on a city street is not without consequence. An emotional purging such as this has impact, and it's frequently not positive. Tonight's game takes place mid-season, so the impact of a negative result, should it occur, could be recovered from over the length of the remaining season. The chances of intense street-destroying mayhem are greatly diminished given the fact that this is mid-season. However, remember, the most storied team rivals of this sport are playing tonight, so anything is possible. Keep in mind that Canadian national conflict has arguably been defined and represented by the clash of Toronto's Maple Leafs and Montreal's Canadiens. I am sure that books have been written about the conundrums of Canadian national unity as expressed through the history of these two teams, their owners, players, and fan base. I've attended these games in Montreal as a subversive, a temporary resident of the greater Montreal area due to the demands of my final years of employment. I admit to being an on-again, off-again fan of the sport. There were some dark expansion periods where I disliked the style of play and the quality of hockey. I am accused frequently by my die-hard extended family members, lifelong Montreal Canadian fans, of harboring Leaf loyalties. Loyalties that stretch back to my childhood roots. I am not a fan of hockey-induced havoc. I wonder at the insanity of it when witnessed on the TV news cycle. Yet I must be truthful. I am a fan of the emotional agony witnessed by me live at the center when faced by Montreal fans as they deal with each and every game loss experience. It is why I have chosen to attend this night's game. I hope to witness the agony of defeat as experienced by the Montreal throng, and in bearing witness to that, experience great personal ecstasy. It was my practice while living in Montreal to buy tickets to the games when my favorite out-of-town teams would come to play the Canadiens. My brother-in-law and sister and my two nephews they so cruelly raised as Habs fans would be invited to join me at the game. The agony, as experienced by the majority of the 21,000 attending this night, was palatable. The tearful gaze of my crushed nephew's eyes while meeting the tearful gaze of their equally crushed parents' eyes as the final buzzer announced their team's defeat on home ice was a particular exquisite moment. A moment to be savored in subdued satisfaction so as to safely exit the building and evacuate the danger zone of havoc unleashed by such agony. The joy of victory, the agony of defeat, a closet Leaf fan indeed.